I'm Derek Johnson, President and CEO of the NAACP, this nation's largest and oldest civil rights organization. Over the last year, we have seen and felt the power of our freedom fighters, organizers, and youth warriors who continue to lead the struggle for social justice. In 2019, we established the NAACP Activist and Youth Activist of the Year Awards to recognize 2 NAACP members for their work and commitment to social justice.
The first ever NAACP Activist of the Year Award went to Teresa Haley. The NAACP Youth Activist of the Year Award went to Australia Coleman. Let's continue to show them our appreciation.
I want to thank my parents, especially my mom, for coming out here with me today. I also want to thank the Central Michigan University NAACP chapter for allowing me to build my foundation within the organization. In addition to Central Michigan, the Michigan State Conference Youth and College Division for giving me my voice and allowing me to see my potential. So thank you all. Thank you NAACP for giving me this award.
Wow, this is truly an honor and a blessing. I do want to thank God, first of all. I think about what is your purpose in life, and my purpose has always been to serve God, my family, and my community. If you don't know your history, Springfield, Illinois, where I'm from, is the home of the 1908 race riots that led to the establishment of the NAACP. I ask that you all continue to support this historical organization. It has done so much for so many people out here today.
We will again recognize outstanding member activists for their visionary and unrelenting efforts. I invite every branch, youth council, college chapter, and state conference to participate by submitting a member to be considered for this prestigious honor, which will once again be awarded during the 52nd NAACP Image Awards. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Derek Johnson, President and CEO of the NAACP. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 111th NAACP National Convention and to this very important regional meeting. Over the last 3 years, I've had the honor of serving as President and CEO of this extraordinary organization. And over the past few months in particular, I have never been prouder of the efforts of this association and its members, including you, who have done incredible work to push our communities forward. 2020 has been an unprecedented year of reckoning for our nation. It has been built primarily on one word throughout our community: resilience. The Black community has shown undeniable power and resilience in the face of glaring adversity yet again. From the disproportionate impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, which has highlighted economic and health disparities, to systematic racism that has spread about this country for centuries, our plight has been challenged at every turn. Yet with determination, zeal, and fortitude that can only be found within our community, we forge ahead. We fight forward. Our proclamation of "we are done dying" must always be met with action that bring about changes our families, communities, and this country deserves, in order to live up to its constitutional provision that all men and women are created equal. I'm grateful for this opportunity to serve with you, but even more, I'm excited about the future because of you. Again, welcome. Thank you for all that you do. Let's continue the fight. Let's continue to work.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, delegates to the 111th Annual Convention of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and particularly elected delegates who are serving in each of the 7 regional meetings for this year's virtual convention. Region 1, Region 2, Region 3, Region 4, Region 5, Region 6, and Region 7. Let me welcome you individually and collectively to this series of regional meetings. We come together at an extremely important time in the history of our nation and in the history of our association. We're here this evening to talk about who will be leaders of this association from a regional level going forward. We're here to talk about how we as regions come together and collaborate on the work that we do as the NAACP. And in this year, 2020, we are here to talk about how each of our regions is important in the upcoming election. We understand that all elections are important, but the last 4 years have shown us that the 2020 presidential election and all of the elections on the down ballot are of extreme significance for the lives of Black folk in America. We've decided that we are done dying at the NAACP, and that means that we understand that Black lives do matter. And because Black lives do matter, we have an obligation to make sure that public policy is carried out by people who understand that Black lives matter, people who will work to ensure that Black lives matter, people who understand the significance of not just the statement, but the history of how Black lives are impacted by public policy in this nation. When this virtual convention ends, the real work of the association will begin. You must go back to your units, your college chapters, your youth councils, and ensure that we are out in the streets, ensuring that public policy is done in a way that impacts all of our lives positively. You must ensure that everyone who is eligible to vote is registered to vote and that they are educated on voting and that they get out and vote. 2020 is a major year for us. It's important for you to understand what happens up and down the ballot. Yes, the presidential election is paramount, but you must vote in every election on your ballot, whether it's the dog catcher or whether it's the county sheriff. Your life depends on how you vote. Public policy dictates whether or not you will live or die. It's important for you to understand that you elect the people who make and carry out public policy. We're done dying. Black lives matter.
Hello and welcome NAACP family. I'm Karen Boykin-Towns and it is my honor to serve as the Vice Chairman of the NAACP National Board of Directors. As we begin our regional meetings for our beloved organization, I'd like to take this moment to thank you for your willingness to play a significant role in what remains the foundation of the NAACP, fighting for equality during these uncertain times. Black voices from throughout the country have made it known that enough is enough and that we are done dying. But those proclamations must ultimately be supported by actions and solutions that bring about sustainable change for the Black community. The decisions reached over the next few days will help in establishing our NAACP positions on issues that impact our communities and in charting the course for a future that we can all look forward to. I'm honored and proud to serve alongside each of you during such a defining moment for our country. There is no finer time to bring about the change our people need in this moment. So let's recommit ourselves by starting today and making the impact that's needed. Again, I thank you for your commitment and welcome.
Hello, Youth in College. My name is Helen Myers, and I'm from the great state of Kansas in Region 4. I serve as the Youth Vice Chair of the Convention Planning Committee on the National Board of Directors. I hope you all have enjoyed the convention thus far. I'm so excited you all were able to be a part of such a historic virtual convention. I wanted to take a moment and show my appreciation for all of your hard work during these difficult times. Watching countless Black Americans die at the hands of police brutality while also battling the COVID-19 pandemic has, I'm sure, taken a toll on you mentally, possibly making you feel as though you were throwing your efforts into an empty void. But it's imperative that we remember that Martin Luther King Jr. was only 26 years old when he organized the boycotts in Montgomery. John Lewis was only 21 years old when he became a freedom rider, and Ruby Bridges was only 6 years old when she bravely desegregated her elementary school. The youth have always been an integral part of the civil rights movement, and our actions today will be to the benefit of generations to come. So please, don't hesitate to create good trouble, and don't hesitate to let your voice be heard, especially during this year's election. Our future depends on you. Thank you.
Good evening, Region 3 delegates. I would like to welcome you to our regional meeting for the Youth and College Division. I am DeJory McKenzie Simmons. I serve as your Youth National Board Member, and I will be serving as temporary chair until we elect our regional chairs for this evening. I am so grateful that we're able to convene virtually, although we would have wished we could be in person, but understand that one day we will be together again. I will go and move forward into opening our meeting with an official roll call of our delegates. Do we have Louisville Youth Council? Affirmation of our delegates.
Thank you, DeJury. And yes, to confirm your confirm your attendance, please use the Q&A function to just raise your hand, the raise hand function, and you'll be able to just say if you're here or not. Yeah, so DeJury, you can just go ahead and just call out the names. They'll raise their hand,
Okay.
say if they're present or not, and then we'll just move forward through like that.
Okay, thank you, Russell. Kara Cunningham or Kara Cunningham? Okay, DeMarcus Camp? Elise Owens from Jeffersonville? Kendi Motley? Myra Hampton? Cindy Harris? Malia Collins? Jordan Bell? Layla Edison? Caitlin Hill? Jalea Top? Jordan Connolly? Leah Caldwell? And Carrie Walls. We have We have 8 delegates present. Okay. We're going to move forward to the approval of the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda as written.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? We have a message from the Detroit Youth Council. They're trying. I guess they're trying to get on.
Do you want to wait to move forward, Joy?
Well, there's currently a motion on the floor, so let's try and pass that. Is there any discussion for approval of the agenda? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying or raising aye. Opposed, do by the same sign. Hearing none, the motion passes. We have accepted agenda. Okay. We will now go to the election of our regional officers. We'll be starting with Assistant Secretary, which is to come out of the state of Kentucky. Is there a nomination? Are there any nominations?
I nominate Cara Cunningham.
Are there any nominations? Nominations have now closed for the position of Assistant Secretary. And is there a motion to cast a unanimous ballot for the position of Assistant Secretary?
So moved.
The motion has been properly moved and second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Or I guess raise your hand if that works. For those that are opposed, hearing none, the motion passes. And Cara Cunningham will serve as the Assistant Secretary. For the position of Secretary, nominations are now open. Are there any nominations?
I nominate LaShonda Good.
Are there any nominations? Are there any nominations? The nomination for Secretary has now closed for the name of LaShonda Good. My apologies. Is there a motion to cast one unanimous ballot for the name of LaShonda Good for Secretary?
So moved.
Been probably moved and seconded. Any discussion? Please use the question and A function for discussion as well as confirming by voice or your vote.
I believe we have a few more people who need to cast their votes for Secretary. If you could please do so, that would be greatly appreciated.
Also, we need to add to the number of voters. Detroit Youth Council are now present, and they are bringing 8 delegates. 8 delegates are present for the Detroit branch. So please raise the delegate count to 16.
What were the additionals for Detroit Youth Council?
Latoya, can you put the names in the everyone chat?
If we can please refrain from using the chat and rather the Q&A function.
Q&A. Okay, yes. Well, what Russell said, please use the Q&A. Thank you, Russell. Russell, has everyone finished voting?
We still have three votes that need to be cast.
Okay.
If we could please do so in the next few seconds, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Thank you. The motion passes with unanimous consent. The position for vice chair of the region is now open to come from the state of Chairwoman Mitchell. Can you please provide which state that is to come from?
Indiana.
Indiana, thank you. Vice chair is to come from the state of Indiana. Are there any nominations?
I nominate Carrie Walls.
Are there any nominations? Are there any nominations? Hearing none, the name for Carrie Walls for vice chair has been duly nominated. Is there any discussion? Nope. Please provide a poll to vote for vice chair.
We still have 2 votes left to be submitted. If we can please submit those. Thank you. We still have 1 final vote to be submitted. If you can please submit that within the next 15 seconds, that'll be greatly appreciated. Okay. Last call for votes for Carrie Walls for vice chair. All right, Mr. Chairman, you can move forward.
Thank you. The position for chair is to come from the state of Michigan. Are there any nominations?
I nominate Kyra Mitchell.
Are there any nominations? Are there any nominations? Nominations are now closed for the position of chair for the name of Kyra Mitchell. Is there any discussion? Please use the question and answer chat box. And can we please get a poll for the chair for the name of Kyra Mitchell for chair.
sorry, will you please repeat the name?
Kyra Mitchell. Thank you for electing our regional officers for this year's virtual convention. I will now turn over the chairmanship to Kyra Mitchell.
Good evening, Region 3. I am so excited to be able to be with you guys in this virtual setting. Even though it's not the setting that we thought we would be in this year, we are still persevering. And let me just pull it up. So it looks like up next, we're going to do some state introduction leadership. So I'll start with myself. Since I'm talking, I guess we'll just go a little bit out of order. So hi, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Kyra Mitchell. I'm not only serving as the chair for the regional meetings this year, but I also serve as the Region 3 Youth Representative to the National Youth Work Committee and the State Conference President for the Youth and College Division for the great state of Michigan. And I am super excited to be with you guys tonight, like I said. Next, Diamond Jackson.
Hello, everyone. I'm Diamond Jackson from the great state of Illinois. I serve as the Illinois Youth and College Division State Conference President. And I just want to say that I'm happy to be with you all virtually, unfortunately, since we can't be at the regular convention. And a little bit about the work I'm doing here in Illinois. I just activated the University of Illinois at Springfield College chapter. I have given different reports at the Illinois State Conference meetings, as well as reaching out to other college chapters to help get them activated and compliant.
Thank you, Diamond. It's always lovely to hear your voice. Jalen Alfred, I don't believe, is on the call. I don't believe Jada Hampton is either, but they are exceptional youth leaders for the states of Ohio and Kentucky. I know Jada has been putting in some exceptional work, especially around the death of Breonna Taylor, and Jalen has been doing amazing things along with the Ohio State Conference. Next, I'll go to Mr. Kerry Walls.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for being on this call this evening. My name is Kerry Walls. I am the Indiana State President for the NAACP Youth and College Division, as well as the President for the Purdue University Chapter Unit 3855B. Again, it's nice to be on here. It definitely sucks we can't be in person. I know everybody's looking forward to being at a convention this year. So I hope you've gotten something good out of this virtual session. Definitely just want to give y'all a charge just to stay active, especially in the times that we're in right now. Whether that be with the direct action or behind the scenes with the policies, they are both most definitely important. Just make sure you are out there in the streets, be safe, and then, yes, stay blessed and stay black. That's all I got for you.
Thank you, Kerry. Okay. Is next up the nomination for the adult representative? Did I read that right on the agenda?
Correct.
Okay, so next up, we will be taking nominations for the adult representative for Region 3 to the National Youth Work Committee. Please use the question and answer feature for this Zoom call if you have any nominations. Is there a motion to open nominations?
So moved.
Okay, the floor is now open for nominations. Are there any nominations? Are there any nominations? Are there any nominations? The name of Kelly Cunningham for adult representative has been submitted within the question and chat feature. The floor for nominations is now closed. Can we please get a poll to submit a unanimous ballot for the name of Kelly Cunningham for adult representative to the National Youth Work Committee from Region 3?
Can you please repeat the name?
Kelly Cunningham. Please make sure that you submit your votes using the poll that has just been launched. You want to make sure that all votes are counted because we are not going to fight for voter suppression. We are going to make sure that we do not do any voter suppression within our organization. So let's make sure all of our votes and voices are counted, not only in this poll and this vote, but in November as well. Do we have any votes missing, Russell or Derek?
Sorry, we have 3 votes that are missing. We can just get those
Okay,
3 votes.
Let's just make sure all of our voices are counted in this election. It's very crucial that we make sure we vote on every issue that we have in front of us.
Amen.
We still have 1 vote left to be submitted. If we can do so in the next 15 seconds, that'll be greatly appreciated.
Has that last vote been submitted, Russell?
No, it has died. We can just put a time frame, and then if you can move forward, Madam Chair.
Okay. We'll be able to see the results from the poll. Just so I can close the motion out.
No specific names. We actually have 2 votes that need to be submitted.
Oh, no, I'm saying we'll be able to see the results just so I can announce what the results of the poll were afterwards. That was
Yes.
all. Okay.
All right, we have 1 vote left that needs to be submitted. If we could please do so. All right, Madam Chair, the poll has been open for 3 minutes now. You have 15 out of 16 folks who have submitted. All yays for Kelly Cunningham.
Sounds good. So the name of Kelly Cunningham will be submitted. Congratulations, Miss Cunningham, on winning the seat of adult representative for Region 3 to the National Youth Work Committee. Thank you everyone for participating. Up next, we will have a video for us from Mr. Derek Lewis and Mr. Russell Boyd. Is that video ready to be queued?
Yes, one moment. Derek, if you can please share your screen to present the video, that'd be greatly appreciated. Standing by, we greatly appreciate you all's patience.
On youth and college leaders, welcome to week 2 of the 111th NAACP virtual convention. I'm Derek Lewis, serving as your national field organizer.
And I'm Russell Boyd II, your other national field organizer.
Hey, and I know I got my regions in the house. I know, so listen, as your national field organizer, I'm responsible for Region 1, Region 4, and Region 5, I'm responsible for the states of South Carolina, Alabama, and Florida. Region 6, and in Region 7, I'm responsible for Virginia.
I am responsible for Region 2 and Region 3. In Region 5 that both Derek and I share, I'm responsible for the great state of Mississippi, North Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee. And in Region 7, I'm responsible for the great state of Maryland.
So listen, we don't want to be before you too long. We have a few updates and a few action steps as relates to the field of youth, as relates to the field and the work of the Youth and College Division. So first, as relates to administrative, we have a lot of work that is moving, but we need to contact you, and we can't contact you by leadership. We know that leadership transition, so we need a unit email, a unit associated email. That can be your school name, naacp@gmail.com, or opt into the unit associated emails that you received upon your charter.
Yep, and as Derek said, like, we need to be able to contact you. And while we need that general unit email, we also need the contact information for the folks on your executive committee, advisors, presidents, secretaries, all of that good stuff. If you give us that contact information by completing the officer update form, the officer update form link is here on the screen. So be sure to fill that out if you haven't already. That's to ensure that we have all the right people on file. And that'll also help us with you getting access to the membership portal. So if you don't know what the membership portal is, it's a really dope system that allows you to have all access to your unit's information, to the membership roster, being able to upload members, seeing who's on the roster, what the contact information is for the unit, all of that good stuff. And we definitely want y'all to have access to that. So in order to do so, you'll need to complete that officer update form and also complete a membership portal training. Be sure to sign up for one of those membership portal trainings at the link here. We have some dates coming up in September, I believe this week and towards the end of the month as well. So be sure to check those out here, complete that officer update form, and we'll have everything we need to get you access to that membership portal.
And please take advantage of the space that you're in right now. Regional meetings happen for a reason. They happen only once a year outside of our quartile. We want to make sure that you take advantage of this space and get to know and identify who are your regional leaders and support to help you move the work forward of the NAACP.
Yep, and the regional leaders are definitely be helpful context and allowing us to move that work. We have some pretty great work that we're doing right now. As Derek alluded to earlier, we have our dope student debt work, which I love. Is some of the work that I love most about this job. We have tons of things going on. We have our Black Student Debt Report that is coming out soon on September 24th. We'll be launching that via a virtual press conference. So please be sure to tune into that. The only way we can tune into it, though, is if we have your contact information. So as we mentioned earlier, make sure you have that unit email. Make sure you complete that officer update form so you can get that. But you can also see all about it on our social media, which is at NAACPYC_. But that student debt work, we have our report coming out. We have op-eds coming out. We have a Twitter storm coming. We are looking for student debt organizers. We want people to share their student debt stories. We have so much student debt work coming on. And coming up quick. So definitely check that out. If you're interested in being a student debt organizer or sharing your student debt story, click the link here, visit that, and you'll be able to share that story and sign up to be a student debt organizer if you're interested. Those are people who will be working on various student debt projects, anything ranging from interviews to op-eds to research, all that good stuff. So definitely check that out.
And last but not least, leaders, we know that as we move forward in this work, that all the issues relate to the vote. And throughout this whole video, you've been seeing a link that's been going at the very bottom that's been saying bit.ly/NAACP Vote 2020. This is what helps you check your voter verification status. If you are not involved in your state campaign, if your unit is not involved in any type of efforts, I'm asking you to join our national campaign at blackvoiceschangeslives.org and participate and help us recruit volunteers and also help us register new voters and mobilize to vote come November 3rd.
Yep. So that's basically a wrap, folks. You know, we definitely have tons of great stuff moving in the field. But in order for to do that, we got a few housekeeping things that we got to take care of. So as we mentioned earlier, make sure that you have that unit email. You complete that officer update form. You have access to that membership portal training. Definitely get in contact with your National Youth Work Committee folks, and definitely get involved with some of this great work that we have going on, because there's tons of things happening in 2020. And we need y'all's energy, y'all's passion, y'all's intelligence to be able to help move the work of the NAACP and the work of the Youth and College Division.
As always, we appreciate y'all, and y'all stay dangerous.
Stay great.
Thank you so much, Derek and Russell, for that video. Before we wrap up our meeting tonight and I let you guys go about your evenings, I do want to open it up one last time for any questions and answers that you all might have. Please utilize the question and answer feature in this Zoom call if you do have any questions before we wrap up for the night. We want to make sure that none of you leave this meeting before any of your questions are answered. Since we all are in this space, we want to make sure that all voices are heard. Even if we can't hear them, actually, we can make sure that we read it in your voice in the chat question and answer feature. So make sure you use that if you have any questions. I don't see any questions coming in. Derek and Russell, is there anything else that we have to touch on before? Or do you want us to leave the question and answer feature open a little bit longer just in case some come through late?
I don't believe so. I think that is a wrap. If there are no more questions, we really do appreciate it. If you do have any questions, please feel free to email either myself or Derek. This is Region 3, so you can email me since I serve as the regional organizer for Region 3. My email is rboyd@naacpnet.org. And I definitely encourage you to also contact your National Youth Work Committee representatives, Kyra DeJury, Kelly Cunningham. They're incredible individuals who are helping move a lot of the great work and are definitely connected to the organization. So definitely please be in contact with them about all of that so that you can be looped into that.
Thank you so much for those final words, Russell. I know Derek dropped Russell's email in the chat. I put mine in there as well. If you guys have not been plugged in, please make sure you reach out to myself through the email that I provided. so that we can make sure that you guys get looped into our Region 3 group me and all regional communication that we send out. If you guys haven't been included in that, stay great, stay Black, stay beautiful, and make sure that you vote on November 3rd. And if you aren't 18 and you can't vote, make sure you get 5 people to show up. Have a great night, Region 3.